Good morning, rivals. This is Riley from Real Reels, and recently we watched In the Deep End, a film that's going viral on social media. Luckily, we've brought in project co leader David Piqueda to discuss his fabulous film. Glad to be here. Well, David, just a quick question. Shoot. Last reel, we reviewed your film, and the comments were filled with people saying that your film was unconventional, so we want to know more. How does your film use or challenge conventions? Well, this is quite the question. Our film uses a chicken as the main boss. Most other films would not replace a head honcho with a run of the mill chicken. Take The Godfather as an example. In that film, there are these mafia bosses, all leading a group of cronies. They have all this controlling power. However, when juxtaposed with my film, things start to get more clear. The chicken can denote that they're cowards hiding behind their little soldiers and that they themselves are chickens, not brave enough to fight a fight themselves. They hype themselves up to be these all powerful individuals, but behind the facade, it really is just a chicken. My film also clearly uses prop guns, which, obviously enough, would never be used in a detective fiction nor action movie. One such example would be Bad Boys Ride or Die. This fake use of weaponry shows that it's just a game. The henchmen are but a pawn, undeserving of any equipment. They are pressured into doing things they may not want to do, yet do it anyways. Fascinating. That's not something I initially appreciated in the film. But a way we actually use conventions of the genre is that we use gangsters. Like, take Deadpool for an example. That movie uses, like, criminals and, like, gangsters as their main enemies. And so does our film. Our film has the antagonists being gangsters. That's definitely an example of how it uses conventions. There's this one theorist. I think that was Svitsin Todorov. He said how most films go from fine to not fine to fine again when describing story elements. But in our film, it all starts with not fine. The clip starts with an absolute bed of chaos. The victim is getting pulled up from the pool, then getting pummeled to a pulp by the gangsters in the next couple scenes, and then getting pushed into the pool. I didn't know that. Oh, yeah. Another frequent comment we got on our last reel was, how does it represent social groups or issues? Theorist Stuart Hall, he'd say that an individual that has never seen a certain demographic bases their opinions on them through media outlets rather than actual information. Really? Can you give me an example of this? Of course, in our film, viewers are shown gangsters beating up a guy, which Hall would classify as a not real interpretation of real life. Gangsters in real life are more orderly, are surveilled by a higher up usually, and are more likely to use guns rather than their fists. You can just keep connecting things, like the fact that, and I know I keep mentioning this, but the chicken is the main boss of the whole film. It's the most significant part of the whole film. But going even further, there's the fact that the only woman in the entire film plays a supporting role. Like, literally, she's the one holding up the chicken. She's the secretary. She's too precious to be going outside among all the men working to get victims to cough up information. This show, what's it called? Oh, Mad Men. It's that one show about a hedge fund or something, but there, women are placed in like obscure areas, hidden among shadows, and are just plainly insignificant. Here, it's addressing the same issue. Well, thank you for coming, David. Thanks for having me on. And that about does it for today's Reel of Real Reels. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.